who's on which side and who's the most powerful. The Marvel Universe is about to get a whole lot smaller in Secret Wars. So who will be fighting for whom? What side will they be on? And who is the most powerful of them all? Let's take a closer look. Welcome back, Nerd Squad. It's me. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the biggest characters who are coming to the Secret Wars event and try to figure out who might end up where and who could be the most powerful hero or villain in the entire event. Now first off, let's talk about who I think is going to end up on which team. Now if you haven't seen our other Secret Wars videos, I would definitely check those out, because my partner in crime has done an amazing job breaking down everything that we know so far from the trailer, the comics, and the rumors. Definitely check that out after this one. But for now, we need to break down these characters. Let's start with Dr. Doom, who I think will be the biggest wild card in this entire event. In the main continuity, Doom is currently ruling over Battleworld as a godlike ruler. He literally defeated the Beyonder. He's more powerful than he has ever been before, but even Doom has to bow down to the Beyonder in the Secret Wars storyline. Now, Doom is smart. Really smart. He knows what happened to him when he went up against Galactus. He also knows that the Beyonder didn't exactly tell the truth about how much power he actually had. So there's no way that Doom allows himself to be put into a situation like that again. I have to imagine that when Doom finds out about the Secret Wars and what's going on, he will immediately set his sights on making sure he is the most powerful being there. I don't care what side he's on. Doom just wants to be the guy on top. Also, let's not forget that Doom is Victor Von Doom, a genius-level intellect and one of the best scientists and strategists in the universe. If anyone is going to make a play for the ultimate power, it's gonna be Victor Von Doom. Now, Doom has always kind of floated between hero and villain. Sometimes he was a good guy, sometimes he was a bad guy. Ultimately, he always kind of lands on the side of being a villain, though. He's still a force to be reckoned with either way. Next, we have Ghost Rider, who I think will end up on the side of good. We've seen Ghost Rider a number of times in live action, but he hasn't quite made it to the big screen yet. There are some rumblings that he might show up in the MCU a little bit before Secret Wars, though. There's a few different ways that this could happen. We could see him in Blade, or maybe in the rumored Doctor Strange sequel. Personally, I think that Ghost Rider might be one of the characters that shows up in the Secret Wars trailer. The Spirit of Vengeance is definitely a powerful character to throw into the mix. Another character I think will end up being a hero in this fight is Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the face of Marvel. It's hard to imagine them not having him front and center. I also think it'll be really interesting to see how the different Spider-Men interact with each other, especially if we see Miles in this movie. That could lead to some really great moments. Now, speaking of Miles, I think he's another character who is a shoo-in for the hero's side. Like I said, I think this could lead to some really cool interactions, especially with Peter Parker. Another Spider-Man I think we'll see in this event is Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider. Ben is one of the most interesting Spider-Man characters because he's kind of like, what would Peter Parker become if he went down a darker path? Ben Reilly was created by the Jackal, who cloned Peter Parker, and then the Jackal brainwashed Ben Reilly into becoming the Scarlet Spider. After freeing himself from the Jackal's grasp, Ben has gone on to become one of the most heroic characters in the Spider-Man canon. He's definitely someone who could join the fight on the side of good. The next character I want to talk about is She-Hulk. She-Hulk is currently in her own Disney Plus series, so it seems like she's kind of a second-tier hero in the MCU right now. But if we're talking about the comics, She-Hulk is definitely a powerhouse and could be a major player in the Secret Wars event. I think Jennifer Walters could absolutely hold her own in this event, and I would love to see her bring the fight to the villains. Speaking of villains, Magneto is someone I think will be joining the villains in Secret Wars. Magneto is a powerful mutant who leads the Brotherhood of Mutants, but he also has a history of switching back and forth between hero and villain. Magneto is usually motivated by protecting his people and ensuring their safety. And with the mutants in such a precarious position right now, it feels like he would want to keep them safe. However, Magneto has switched sides so many times before, and given his immense powers and strategic mind, I could easily see him trying to manipulate both sides of this conflict for his own ends. Another character I think will land on the villain side is Loki. Loki has appeared in a number of MCU projects, but he's always kind of operated solo. I think Secret Wars would be a great opportunity for him to finally team up with other villains and cause some chaos. Plus, he's got a pretty solid track record of betraying people when they least expect it. Loki is always looking out for himself, and he's not above making deals with the devil. The next character I want to talk about is the Hulk. Hulk is a complicated one. I could easily see him siding with the Avengers and the Illuminati, but I could also see him taking the villain's side. He's incredibly powerful and unpredictable and could easily go either way. If he does go to the dark side, though, I think it would be really interesting to see him go all the way. The Hulk has a lot of anger and pain bottled up inside of him. If something were to happen to Bruce Banner and he lost control, that would be terrifying. Now, speaking of terrifying, let's talk about Thanos. Thanos is a powerful cosmic being who has already destroyed half of the universe. I think Thanos is someone who would be a threat regardless of which side he's on. He's got a pretty solid motivation to do something horrible in Secret Wars. As we saw in Infinity War, Thanos wanted to stop the universe from overpopulating by wiping out half of all life. Well, if the universe is being destroyed, wouldn't that mean that Thanos' plan would come true? I could see him showing up and deciding to take matters into his own hands and destroy the universe to save it. Alright, now let's talk about who I think will be the most powerful character in this entire event. When it comes to power levels, I think there's a few characters who stand a chance here. First off, we have the Beyonder. The Beyonder is a character that we haven't really seen much of in the comics, but it looks like he'll be playing a huge role in the Secret Wars event. We haven't really seen the full extent of his power yet, but I think he's someone who will definitely be a major player in this event. The fact that he's already taken on the Avengers and the X-Men individually means that he's probably pretty powerful. Another character who could be the most powerful is Silver Surfer. Norrin Radd is a cosmic being who is capable of manipulating the very fabric of reality. He's extremely powerful and has already taken on Galactus and the Silver Surfer. I think he'd definitely be a threat in this event. The last character I think could be the most powerful in Secret Wars is Galactus. Galactus is a cosmic being who is responsible for the creation of the cosmic entities known as the Eternals. He is the devourer of worlds and has the power to consume entire planets. If Galactus were to show up in Secret Wars, I think he would definitely be a threat to both sides. He's only appeared in 2 movies so far, but he's set to make his directorial debut in Fantastic Four. Hopefully, we'll see him in Secret Wars as well. So those are some of the biggest characters I think we'll see in Secret Wars. Now, let me know who you think will be the most powerful character in the comments below. Do you think Thanos will be the main villain? Who else do you want to see show up? Who do you think will die? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And before you leave, make sure to subscribe to our channel for all things geek and nerd culture. Check out our podcast, Superpower Beatdown, where we talk about all things nerd culture and our other videos and podcasts. This has been your host. Stay awesome.